20th century music. A brief introduction to Impressionism. By the end of this session, you will be able to explain Impressionism, identify the two main composers associated with the style, and describe the characteristics of Impressionism. Impressionism in music was a movement among various composers in Western classical music, mainly during the late 19th and earlier 20th centuries, whose music focuses on mood and atmosphere, conveying the moods and emotions aroused by the subject. The most prominent feature in musical impressionism is the use of colour, or in musical terms, sonority, which can be achieved through orchestration, harmonic content and texture. Other elements of music impressionism also involve new chord combinations, ambiguous tonality, extended harmonies, use of modes and exotic scales, parallel motion, and evocative titles such as Reflet dans l'eau. Two significant composers of Impressionist music are Claude Debussy and Maurice Ravel. Debussy, a French composer, was born in 1862 and died in 1918. His works were a seminal force in the music of the 20th century. He developed a highly original system of harmony and musical structure that expressed in many respects the ideals to which the Impressionist and Symbolist painters and writers of his time aspired. His major works include Clair de Lune, Prélude à l'après-midi d'un faune, the opera Péléas et Mélisande, and La Mer. Debussy's music marks the first of a series of attacks on the traditional language of the 19th century. Having explored tonality to its height, composers began to feel that perhaps the only room for development was to abandon a clear tonal structure. Earlier harmonic methods were being followed in an arbitrary academic manner. Debussy decided to challenge the traditional orchestral usage of instruments. He rejected that strings should be predominantly lyrical. The pizzicato scherzo from his string quartet and the symbolic writing for the violins in La Mer convey the rising storm waves, show a new conception of string colour. In his music, the conventional orchestral construction, with its rigid woodwind, brass and string departments, finds itself undermined or split up in the manner of the Impressionist painters. Ultimately, each instrument becomes almost a soloist, as in a vast chamber music ensemble. Debussy, as a pianist, applied an exploratory approach to the piano. Maurice Ravel, also a French composer, born in 1875 and died in 1937, was noted for his musical craftsmanship and perfection of form and style in such works as Bolero, Pavane pour un enfant défunt, Rhapsodie espagnole, the ballet Daphine et Chloé, and the opera L'Enfant et les Sortilèges. Ravel was content to work within the established formal and harmonic conventions of his day, still firmly rooted in tonality. However, Ravel has a distinct style, very unique to him. His melodies are almost always modal, based on the old Greek Phrygian and Dorian modes. His harmonies derive their often somewhat acid flavour from his fondness for added notes and unresolved appoggiaturas, or notes extraneous to the chord that are allowed to remain harmonically unresolved. Please do take some time to listen to the tracks mentioned in this video. And for more background information on Debussy and Ravel, please see the two web links provided below.